and live stream.
Excellent. Good morning. How are you? I'm Mel Robbins. You're watching Coffee Talk, which is my live daily broadcast that helps you go about your day in a way that empowers you to make the most of it. And today is a really exciting day, not only because I am home, and as you know, if you've been watching Coffee Talk, I have the craziest schedule, at least that I know of. I know it's not as crazy as everybody's, but I basically live on airplanes and in hotels because I'm launching a daytime talk show with Sony Pictures, and I have a full-time business as a motivational speaker. And I am super excited because I am home in my home office today outside of Boston, Massachusetts, and today is probably the most inspiring day on the planet in Boston because today is what we call Marathon Monday. Today is, I don't know what running it is of the marathon. Do you know what it is, Donna?
Oh gosh,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The Boston Marathon began in 1897. So you can do the math, but 1897 is when they first started to run this race. Approximately 30,000 runners go from Hopkinton, Massachusetts, all the way into Boston, 26.2 miles. And one of the coolest things about the Boston Marathon is that it is lined literally at least four or five people deep the entire way for the entire race. Once you, of course, get into Boston Central, it's just thousands and thousands of people everywhere that you look. There will be 1 million people that watch this, and I love Marathon Monday because it is so inspiring. And I don't know if you know this about me, but back in the day, after I had when was it? So when 9/11 was 2001, right? The first marathon I ever, well, running it is sort of an exaggeration because I'm somebody that jogs and then I walk through the water breaks, and then I jog a little bit and then I walk through the water breaks. The very first marathon that I ever completed was the one in New York City right after 9/11. You want to talk about one of the most moving experiences of my lifetime. Holy cow. So it was in November, right after 9/11, I wore a t-shirt that was a tribute to my sister-in-law, Lisa Robbins' brother-in-law, who was killed. He was a fireman. He was killed in those terrorist attacks. He was one of the many, many, many brave first responders that ran into the World Trade Center and up those stairs to try to help rescue people, and he lost his life that day. And so I literally ran 26.2 miles through New York City. The entire city came out, everybody, and I had pinned an American flag to my back like a cape, and I had a t-shirt that was a tribute to Lisa's brother-in-law, and it was one of the most moving experiences of my life. And I love the marathon and watching the marathon. And a little bit later today, my son Oakley and I are going to go down and watch and cheer for the racers as they go streaming by. But one of the reasons why I love it so much is because there are so many personal stories. There's so many inspiring personal stories of people who had never run before, who may have some sort of disability, who have overcome something, who decide to commit to training for and running a marathon as a way to better themselves. And today, Marathon Monday in Boston, we've got Joan Benoit, who was the first woman to ever win the race in 1983. She set a new American record with a time of 2 hours, 35 minutes, and 15 seconds. She is running today. Connor Sullivan is a 25-year-old Air Force vet and has a heart transplant, and he is going to be running every day. You better believe he doesn't take the fact that he can run a mile for granted, having a heart transplant. Sisters Laura Hall and Sarah Bush, they're survivors of Columbine, and they started running to manage their PTSD, and they started a nonprofit to help other people deal with trauma through running. They're running today. Michael Besson is 57 years old. He's originally from Haiti. He was born blind. And today he's going to be running it with a guide, and he decided to start running marathons to deal with his high blood pressure and because he was very overweight. Wait to hear this. Garrett Fitzgerald, paralyzed from the neck down in a head-on collision 3 years ago, and he's since regained some of his movement in his hands. Guess what? Part of the wheelchair group. Those folks are the most inspiring folks to go by, if you ask me. I mean, they just, it's absolutely unbelievable, unstoppable. And Dan Radicassa. Woo! So Dan is part of our Take Control audiobook. It's the #1 new release on Audible just a month ago. It is 6 coaching sessions. Dan is the incredibly awesome physical fitness instructor from New Jersey who dreams of opening a wine bar, and his session was all about taking life brick by brick. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because today is an inspiring day in Boston, and it's when 30,000 people committed to doing something, and now they are going to wake up and push themselves to deliver on that commitment. And it brings me to the Ask Mel. It brings me to the Ask Mel because I think that there are times when you wake up and you're literally not feeling like running a marathon. You feel like your life is a never-ending marathon. And one of the reasons I know why you tune in and why you follow me is because I'm positive, and because I'm the person in your life that reminds you that no matter what you're facing on the outside, if you win the inside game, your life will change. Because when you change how you think and what you think about, it changes your life. And so I want to talk about this question I got from Sue. Mel, every flipping morning I can't seem to do anything I want to get done. I ask myself, why can't I just fill in the blank? What the heck is wrong with me? You'd think I would get sick of the guilt, the disgust towards myself, and just make changes I need to make. Sue, you're the perfect example for why your life isn't changing. The reason why your life isn't changing is because your thinking isn't changing. If you wake up every morning and the first thought in your head is making yourself wrong, why can't I just get out of bed? Why can't I just go exercise? Why can't I eat healthy? The reason why you can't change is because your thinking is stopping you. Your thinking is the problem. And I used to be just like that. I used to lie in bed and allow space for that negative garbage to come into my mind. I used to lie in bed and make myself wrong. I used to lie in bed, and the fact that I was lying there and not getting up, I would literally say to myself, Sue, I'm such a horrible person. I'm such a loser. I can't even get out of bed. I would use the fact that I was lying there to just beat myself up. And so the first thing you have to do, Sue, is you have to understand that you've got to change the way that you think. And I'm going to give you a simple thought reversal that I am positive will work for you. You ready? Because I had this thought this morning. So this morning, today's Boston Marathon Day, right? I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning to the loudest rainstorm and these massive thunderclaps. Kaboom, kaboom. And part of our house has a metal roof. And so when it rains, it looks really beautiful on the outside, but if you're thinking about ever living in a house with a metal roof, I'm going to warn you, whenever it rains, it is about 50 times louder than it normally is, because it's like ping, 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 ping on the metal roof. So I wake up, it's raining, the thunder's like, and the first thing I think is, oh my God, those poor runners. Oh, they have to run the marathon in this? Oh, it's raining outside, they're standing in Hopkinton, they're cold, they're wet, they have to run it in this? Ugh, the first thought was negative. And then it reminded me that when you think I have to, it's an obligation. When you think I have to, you immediately feel a burden. When you think I have to, you immediately feel heavy. I want you, Sue, to try a simple thought reversal. Because I was lying there this morning, the alarm went off. I thought about the weather. It was earlier than I'd planned to get up because the thunder had woken me up. And then I realized, oh my God, I'm going down this negative thinking trap. If runners think I've got to run it, I have to run in this? I have to run in this weather? Oh, poor me, this is terrible. If spectators think, oh, I have to cheer these people on in this weather. If you think, oh, I have to get up What's wrong with me? I can't get up. Oh, I have to go to work. What's wrong with me that I have to go to work? Oh, I have to go to the gym. Oh, I have to eat healthy. You're already setting yourself up to fail. And so I want you to use a simple thought reversal that every single marathon runner today at the start needs to be thinking. And I need to be, in fact, actually, I'm going to show you. Come here. So this is my board. As you know, I have dyslexia. I'm writing a book. It's like the hardest thing in the planet for me to do, to organize my thoughts in big, broad strokes. So I use a lot of visual mapping in order to keep me grounded. And we're writing a new book. The title is so incredible. I know we've had like 3 or 4 titles, but we actually have the most amazing title now. Super excited. The title, I'm positive. That's right. I'm positive you can change your life. I am positive that you can change your mindset. I'm positive that you are more powerful than you think. I'm positive that you're more amazing than you think. I am positive that you can do anything that you put your mind to. I'm positive is not only who I am for you, I'm positive is a strategy. It's a strategy for life. It's a philosophy about being optimistic, about being positive, not because we're trying to do put some nice spin on really hard problems, no, but because optimism and being positive is actually the best strategy on the planet, because it helps you see solutions, it helps you spot opportunities, it helps you from going down the negative rabbit hole that Sue was going down. Why can't I just? So let's talk about the thought reversal I want you to do today, to go from I'm negative, why can't I just? Oh, I have to run this race in this nasty weather. No, that's not what you're going to say anymore. You're going to say, I get to. Do you see what mine says? I get to write a book. This is front and center for me. Because of my dyslexia, because of my ADD, writing a book is like the hardest thing on the planet. Look at my workspace, for crying out loud. Is this not the workspace of somebody that has dyslexia and ADD? Please. Okay, so it's so easy for me, Sue, and for you. I want you to pay attention to this. It's so easy for me to go down the tunnel of I have to write a book, I'm behind. This is so hard. I'm sorry, I've got something stuck to my face that I keep touching, but whatever. That I have to write a book, that it's not going well. I can go so quickly down that rabbit hole that I use this statement visually. I get to write a book as a way to anchor myself in the opportunity. Because you know what? I'm positive. I'm positive that if I change the way that I think, it'll change everything. And it does. Because if I sit at my messy desk and I tell myself I have to write this thing, I have to write this thing, I have to get this done, I have to get this done, I am opening up a Pandora's box of negativity. If, on the other hand, I stop thinking that and I start thinking this, I get to write a book. I get to impact Rubina's life. Look at this. This was this morning, Rubina. Mindset reset has worked. We did it. And for the first time, I didn't feel like I took a break from the gym. She's not making herself wrong. Do you understand what a breakthrough that is? And so, Sue, it starts with how you think. You have to start catching yourself when you beat yourself up. And if you're watching this live stream and you're standing in Hopkinton, and I know it's been raining this morning, but guess what? The weather's cleared. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's not that hot. The fans are going to be spectacular, and you get to run this race. And for you, whatever it is that you've been feeling heavy about, that you've been feeling negative about, please, I want you to take on the I'm positive strategy. I want you to take on switching from thinking this thing that's negative to, thinking that thing that's negative to thinking this thing that's positive. You get to go to work today. How lucky are you? You have a job. You get to go to the gym today and exercise today. How lucky are you? You're healthy enough to go there and you've got the access to do it. You get to meditate today. How lucky are you that you can find the 10 minutes and that you are educated enough in mind body that you know how important that is for you. You get to have the hard conversation today. How lucky are you that you get to do that so you can clear that dead space out? You get to draw boundaries in your life. How lucky are you that you have the power to do that? So today, what I want you to do, I want you to catch yourself when you start thinking negative, and I want you to step into the I'm positive space. I want you to go from thinking that thing that's negative, I have to, into I get to. And I want you to see what happens. So in the comments, what I'd like you to do is I would like for you to write down your statement, your thought reversal. I want you to go from thinking this thing that thing that's negative to this thing that's positive. I want you to go in the comments. I'm not going to think, or like I used to think I have to go to work. Today, I'm going to say I get to go to work. What are you going to get to do today that you normally resist, but I want you to use this. I get to. Use this statement to flip yourself from the negative and join me in the positive. You got that? This is not like some softy, just, I don't know the right word for it. I cannot underscore how profound of a point and a strategy it is that you become positive in your life. This is not some joke. This is a strategy. Optimism wins. Positivity is where it's at. And if you've got a pattern of seeing the world from a half full lens, that's a problem. If you've got a pattern of having a woe is me or why me or the world's out to get to me pattern of thinking, that is a freaking problem. And you have got to, if you do nothing else, you have got to start to interrupt those thoughts. And instead of thinking that stuff that's negative, I want you to think these things that are positive. And it starts with catching yourself from saying, oh, I have to go to the grocery store, to I get to go. Oh, I have to pick up my kid today. I get to pick up my kid. Oh, I have to do this. I have to write this book. I get to. This is powerful stuff. Do not underestimate the power of this just because it's simple. And I think that's it. I think that's all I got to say. The update. I got an update for you that I really want to share with you. So many of you follow me online, and you have been watching the coffee talks, and you know that I recently took the time to go see my grandmother. I realized it had been a long time. I talked to her all the time on the phone, but I had not actually physically seen her in her nursing home in a long time. So I took the time to go see her just 2.5 weeks ago in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. And I am so glad I did, because she fell ill this weekend and she died yesterday. And she's 98. She had an amazing run. I got to see her on FaceTime yesterday. She got to see all the kids yesterday. She was very weak, but I got to make her laugh. Her intestines had started to get infected, and she got a C. diff infection. And I guess it's a pretty common thing that can overtake somebody who's 98 years old. And the good news is my dad and his brothers were there with her when she passed away. And she was not in a lot of pain, and I got to see her an hour before she died and talk to her, and I even made her laugh. You see, because I'm positive. Even in a situation that sad, I made her laugh. These are the things that I made her laugh. I said, Grandma, I heard that your stomach and your intestines hurt. Boy, I hope it's not that Reuben that you and I were eating. You know, when I came to see her for lunch, and she giggled, and then I told her that she looked really tired, but her hair looked cute, and that made her laugh too. But she's now with my grandpa, and I just want to thank you for your well wishes. I feel so happy that she is no longer in pain. I feel so happy that she died peacefully with her sons around her. I feel so happy that she's with my grandfather now, and I get to go to her funeral when they decide to schedule it and celebrate her life. And I'm also happy that I got to see her because I wanted to. So please, 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 if there's somebody in your life that you're thinking about that you really want to see, don't do the I have to, you get to, and go make it happen, okay? All right, and in case nobody else tells you today, I want to tell you that I love you. I do. I may have just met you, but I love you. And the reason why I love you is that you are watching this, which tells me something. It tells me that you are looking to live a more positive life, that you are looking for ways to make the most out of your days, that you're looking to shift your perspective from feeling like you have to do stuff and constantly beating yourself up to joining me in being positive and realizing you get to live today. You get to have the time that you have today. You get to do something today for yourself if you choose to. So I love you, and I believe in your ability to make the small changes that will change everything about your life. So go have an amazing day. You get to have an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow for coffee talk. Probably, I don't even know what time, probably a little bit earlier. And I think that's it.
The sun's coming out.
Oh, and the sun's coming out. Look at that. The sun is coming out.
Yay.
How awesome is that?